Hey, bride, and welcome back. I'm really, really glad that you showed up today. Today's little bonus is going to be a little bit self centered, and I apologize for that. But I realized that if I'm frustrated by this, then probably other people are too. So I wanted to be able to talk to you. The other day, I went for a photo shoot for my website. And like I told you, I'm new to all of this online stuff. This podcast is new to me. I'm learning along the way. And thank you for being here with me for that. The website that I've worked on for the last 6 years just needs a rebrand. I've taken everything that I have done over the past 36 years and put it into an online course so that couples can independently plan their wedding and they don't need to have a wedding planner. But I think it needs a little bit of a rebrand, an update, a little bit of a refresh. So, first thing that I decided to do after scheduling a photo shoot was run to the store to get some appropriate clothing because I live in Arizona and usually in a sundress, that's not very professional. I wanted it to look more professional. So, as I spent 2 days shopping for what I thought I was looking for, you have something in mind and you just set out to do that. I live in a small town, so we don't have a lot of options. I decided after being very frustrated on the first day that I would open my mind to the possibilities of other options. I know it seems a little obvious, but when you have something in your mind and you just can't get over it, you want that one thing. I couldn't find it. So the nearest big town is 2 hours away, and I didn't want to do that either. So I went ahead and went back the second day and tried again. And I had an armload of clothes to try on. Ran into a wonderful woman who was very encouraging because right now, in my mind at that point, I was defeated. It was my fault. My body was wrong. It was too big. It was not, it didn't, she wasn't shaped right. It was all about me. I was too short. I was too tall. I was not thin enough. All the things that we do to beat ourselves up when we're trying clothes on. And as I stood in the dressing room with something I thought I would never, ever try on, and I fell in love with it, I realized that this needed to be a little bit of a bonus podcast episode because you're going to run into this too. If you haven't tried dresses on already, you're going to run into this too. If you have already tried dresses on, I'm sorry that you had to go through that without knowing ahead of time what was going to happen and what to expect. So as I was looking at this great outfit in the mirror, it dawned on me that you're going to have that same experience. You're going to find your, oh my gosh, moment. It may bring you to tears. It may cause you to shake a little bit. It may really work on your psyche, realizing that this is really happening. Like there are all sorts of emotions that flood when you find the right gown. Of course, I didn't find that with my outfit. That was just an outfit. What you're doing is you're setting the tone for your dream to begin. It's impossible to go in and try wedding gowns on and not feel a little bit defeated. I've never run into anybody who's had a perfect experience. So an industry little secret for you is that wedding gowns usually run 2 sizes small. So if you're an 8, you're trying on a 12. If you're an 18, you're trying on a 22. That's just the way it is. Studied fashion design for years, and my specialty is wedding gowns and evening wear. And I couldn't tell you why the industry does that. I have no idea. I never found a reason that makes any sense. So the little bit that I was defeated might be magnified for you when you start to go in and try on gowns. So I wanted to really, really encourage you. There's nothing wrong with your body. Your body is perfect the way it is. Somebody loves you enough to marry you, and you love them right back. So do not let the wrong gown define your mood. Do not let something in a different size tell you you're good enough or not good enough. I really would like you to be open to trying on what is possible. You're going in there with probably a vision and a dream, And I don't want you to alter that vision and dream, but I do want you to maybe open your mind to the possibility that what you have in mind for your wedding gown might not be exactly right. Certainly the size won't be. And that's the most frustrating part. Back in the day when I wanted to be a wedding gown designer, I was going to do the opposite so that you have a great surprise on your trip to find your wedding gown that you're sizing down 2 sizes, sister. Like that would be awesome. It's just not the way it happens. So be open to trying different sizes, a variety of sizes. You may be exhausted by the time you're done. So when I work with a bride, and I am a part of this day, which happens frequently, I will always bring water and some snacks that don't stain. And we have a plan for lunch in the middle or afterwards, depending on how many stores we're going to that day. I always have a plan for sustenance. So when you decide to make your reservation to go and try on wedding gowns, bring whatever shapewear you're planning on wearing or something similar to it. Bring the right height of a heel if you're wearing heels, so you can see how much of a hem you'll need. And go in knowing that you're not going to put on the size that you wear every single day. And that's okay because it's just a number. That's like letting, I don't know, your paycheck define you or the cost of your meal when you eat out define you. Like those are things that are ridiculous, right? We don't let those things define us. We're not letting the number on the tag define us. In fact, when you get that, you purchase your dress and it arrives for you, cut that out because nobody needs to have that kind of negativity in their life, right? If this is something that's not going to matter to you, like you don't care and you've got a great body image, I love that for you. And I think you're amazing. And when you're trying your gowns on and you see the other brides in there a little defeated, give them a boost. Tell them how great they look. Because this is really an overwhelming part of planning your wedding. Have fun with it. Decide that you can be a little bit open. In fact, if you want to have a lot of fun with it, invite a few people to go with you and let them choose some gowns too. You never know how they see you. And it's really fun to be able to try on something that's outside of your box, but it's something that somebody else chose for you because they love you. This is also a wonderful opportunity to invite your mother in law to be. She will be left out of most everything. And this is one thing that she can come and do and just be a participant and feel the love in the room. Maybe she'll even give you some encouragement. I've been there quite a few times where that is the bonding experience that the bride and the mother in law need. So, all right, just to recap, we're not letting numbers define us. We're not letting sizes of clothing define us. We're not letting designers define us. I have one other tip. Let's not recap yet. Hold that thought. When you find a gown and you love that gown and it doesn't fit you exactly right, ask the attendant to go and find you your size within that designer. So that designer in your size, not the same dress, not the similar other designer. You want that designer because you want to see how that dress is going to fit in your size. It's really important. It's very disappointing to get your gown and have to have, $300 or $400 worth of alterations because it doesn't really fit in your size. So you want to try different sizes. Okay. All right. Now we can go for the recap. And I've already done that. So I just want to say to you, I think you're amazing. I think that you're brave and I think that you're strong. And I think that you are an incredible wedding planner already. You've got this. If you haven't gone to try your gown on yet, just remember, be very open to all of the possibilities. Happy planning.